Hey, thanks for tuning in to the Crush It Trading Recap Show for Monday, October 21st, 2024. And we crushed it today with $1,527. Today, I played the continuation strategy, and we're going to get into that here in just a bit. But do me a favor and click the like button. And if you haven't subscribed, right now would be the perfect time to subscribe and come trade with us Monday through Friday from 9:30 to 11 right here on YouTube and learn the Crush It Trade strategy. All right, the trade of the day was, there it is, NVDA for $1,527. This isn't going to take long. This was a perfect A+ setup for continuation. And then also we had a second setup on NVIDIA to the downside from the Crush It zone, and I'll get into that here in just a second also. But here it is, on the 5-minute, we have continuation of the upside here. The 5-minute candle closed. We get a nice retest right here in the 1 minute at 9:40-ish. And this is where I got in on this impulsive candle of the upside here. Scaled out at all-time highs, which also was sitting on top of the bottom of the Crush It zone, and then left my trailers into the top of the Crush It zone right here and ended up with $1,527 for the day on NVIDIA. Now, that was a really classic A+ setup for a continuation strategy. And then we also had, I wouldn't say that A+ setup, but we also had a second A setup on NVIDIA just at the top of the Crush It zone here where it moved to the downside, and you would have probably taken this down to the other side of the Crush It zone or the 0.618 level. And then you can see it almost got down to the zero line there, but that would have been a really good move here on NVIDIA the downside, and that produced about $1.76. So that was 2 winning trades on NVIDIA today. All right, what else set up? We can see here on AMD, we also had a Crush It zone setup took place here at the bottom of the Crush It zone. Now, this is probably a good A+ setup. I did not take the AMD trade just because I had already taken the NVIDIA trade, and I only take 1 trade per day, get green, and then I'm done. And so that's why I did not get into the AMD trade. But you can see this was a 2.57 risk-reward ratio on this one here. And let's see, if you'd have taken this all the way down with trailers, you could have got down to 11.95 risk-reward. So that was a really good trade on AMD. We didn't really have anything on Amazon. Didn't have anything on Meta. And we did have the same thing on Apple. We had a nice continuation of the upside, a nice retest off the zero line here, which is the the opening candle close right here. This was at 234.94. We'll just call it about 235-ish right here. So that was a nice move to the upside. And then also at the Crush It zone right here, a nice move to the downside. But you can see it did come back, and we had a continuation of the upside here on Apple today. But we had 2 winning trades there on Apple. And then on Tesla, nothing really. We had a nice bounce off the daily level here. Outside the Bollinger Bands, was not looking for that today, so didn't trade that strategy. And then we had NVIDIA, the trade we just talked about right here, the continuation strategy, and then a move off of the Crush It zone. So that is it for the day. We ended the day with $1,527. Like I said, if you only trade the Crush It trade strategy and you trade the near side of the Crush It zone, you would have had 3 winning trades today. So that would have been a really good win for you. If you want to learn the Crush It trade strategy, come trade with us Monday through Friday from 9:30 to 11. I know you're going to love it. It is a really good strategy. It's very consistent and produces daily cash flow. All right. We'll talk to you guys later. We'll see you bright and early tomorrow morning. Take care.